Alright, working on this little 1949 Clinton again, and we got all the parts degreased, and some of the wire wheel, like this block here. I got 95% of this wire wheel I still have to get in the little nooks and crannies, but it's pretty much done. And here, this came out nice too. That's all done. This little piece here, I'm gonna have to do a little body work. It's dented up there, but the bottom half is good. Clean this piece up pretty good. And the head, it's funny, you know, the head is so well made and heavy. When it was all full of crud and paint and everything, I actually thought it was steel, but it's actually aluminium here. So we're gonna leave it that. We're gonna leave it bare aluminum. And the gas tank. The gas tank is compromised a little bit, but it's worth saving, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the flywheel cleaned up nice, and I'm going to paint that. They actually had it painted too. It was painted green, but I'm going to paint that silver. I'm not going to be seen anyway. The sediment bowl I cleaned up nice. It's missing the shutoff valve there, so I don't know if I'll be able to get that valve. If not, then I'll just have to use that as a plug and maybe put a little solder in there. That way, if we ever do find a shutoff valve for that, I could just take the solder out of it. Alright, and I don't know if I mentioned before, but the carburetor came out beautiful, man. This thing's like brand new. All the mixing valves and jets and everything were perfect, man. They were sharp as could be. So, alright, I think what I'm going to do today is, like I say, this was compromised, and I'll put you up on the tripod and show you. We're going to try and fix this gas tank, get that so it works, because it's worth saving. And then maybe just paint the flywheel, and then I'll wire wheel some of the rest of this stuff. I think I want to hit this with a little sander or grinder, because this actually has a little body work got to do right here too. So we got to do body work on that, and the fuel tank. So let's do something. Alright, let me show you what's going on here. Yeah, this tank, the inside's good. There's very little rust, minimal rust. The rest of it's in pretty good shape. But I don't know how well you're going to see this with all the reflections. But like right here, see, these got two identical dents. That's where they crank down. They crank this on. This has straps that holds it on, and they didn't want this tank to move, I guess. They got them straps so tight that they dented the tank. And then right here, we got a bunch of other little dents. You know, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. So that's about all the damage to the tank. Well, you got one bad ding right here. But I actually thought, when I first seen it, I actually thought that was a hole in the tank, but it's not. But other than that, the rest of the tank is pretty good. The sides are flat and good, and I don't think it leaks. But here's one of the main problems right here. The sediment bowl actually sits in there like that. Actually like that. And that was ripped out, you know, and it's got some kind of little bung here. I guess I'm gonna heat that up and try and get that out. There we go. We don't have to heat it up. All right, we'll clean that up, and that looks like that just makes a nicer hole for that to go in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here, but or maybe it just reinforces it. I don't know. But we'll have to figure it out. And then this bung here, we'll have to figure out how to get that back in there, and so it'll hold this sediment bowl. So that's our main goal right now. So let me clean all this up and take a look and see what we're looking at. Alright, yeah, I had a chance to look at it, and it almost looks like a decoration, you know, unless it was part of that bung down there. But I think that we can do without it. And there is a little dent here, pulling that off to the side. So I think I'm going to try and just straighten it a little bit, and then put this in there. I could actually just put it off to the side like that, and line it up with the fuel tank, and don't have to worry about that dent. But I think I'm going to pull that dent out a little bit, and then clean that up, and I'm just going to try and solder that back in place, and we'll forget about that. I don't think I really need that. Alright, I'm going to clean it up, and then next time I see you, it might be over in the vise. Alright, yeah, I got that cleaned up pretty good, both the bung and the nipple here. So we say we flux this up. Remember, I'm not a plumber or nothing, I just play one on YouTube. Where you at? Over here? Gonna flux everything up. Okay, there I got to stick a little bit. Now, believe it or not, you know what, I bet you I can straighten that a little bit once it's all soldered in there. Alright, let's give it a whirl. Moved it. There we go. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we shut you off. We got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Yeah, the bad thing was that it got cockeyed and stuff. But the good thing was that the solder actually was holding really well. So I just heated it up and straightened it up with a pair of pliers. And it looks like it'll probably be fine, but I think I want to add a little more solder in there just for fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some pieces off of this and place it around there, and then heat it up and let it go where it wants. So let me do that, and I'll turn these back on. Alright, yeah, I put some niblets of solder around there, and we'll see how that works. I don't want to get too hot because I got a seam going right here and a seam over here, and I don't want them to melt. It's sort of working like I wanted it to. Alright, we'll call that good and test it. Like I said, I want to get crazy and melt the solder around it. So, actually looks nice around the inside there. Nice and shiny. So I think we did okay. Alright, yeah, I'm liking the way that looks. I'm going to test it. I'm not worried about that leaking. I'm worried about the edges, because you can see right here, you get a nice flow in there. It goes all the way around. And we did get a little blob over here, but that's from right there. That's from one of our niblets that rolled away. So I'm going to hit that with a file just to get rid of that niblet. And then just wire brush around it, and it should be good. But I want to test it because I got the seam here and then another seam here, and I want to make sure that wasn't compromised. I don't think it was though. I think we're okay. Yeah, when things start going wrong like that, you can't get excited. You just got to go with the flow. You can always fix things. All right, let me clean that up a little bit. All right, we filled it up with water here. You see it in there. It's pretty high. And everybody says, oh, fill it with gasoline, fill it with alcohol, because water, it won't leak with water. But I down here we're leaking. We got a leak and it's water. So now I can blow that out, and it don't look like it's a seam. It looks like it's the cap, you know, on the side cap going on here. So it's not the seam on the bottom. So that's good. So we'll see what we can do with that and put a stop to it. All right, I ran a seam around the bottom there and filled it up with water again here, and seems to be doing okay. You see that seam? I ran from about here all the way around the other side just to be sure. So I don't think it was anything I did though, actually. So good thing we checked it. So we'll be okay. All right, it's been 3 days, and see there's water in there, and no leaks. So I'm happy with that. We're gonna call that good. So let's grind this all down and slap some putty on there. Alright, yeah, that first coat did what I wanted to do. I just wanted to get the shape, the main shape, and I do have a couple tiny little low spots here. And I think one nice skim coat will get that. I was worried about where the pinch marks were. I hit them down earlier, and I was worried that they might be too high, but I got them good. And I have a tiny little high spot right here, and I think I should do it. Like I say, a nice skim coat. Fill in a little bit, and then one skim coat over the whole thing. And I think it'll take care of it. The little pinhole and everything, got that. And even a little dent that was on the side here. That's okay. So, all right, let me give it one more coat, and after that, we'll give it a. All right, I sanded that down, and that came out pretty good. So that's pretty much perfect there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I could probably just put some heavy primer on there, but I'm going to put some glazing putty on anyway. Get rid of some of the sand scratches, but there really isn't that many. And I don't see any pinholes at all, but hey, we got nothing else to do, right? So let's do it. I'm not going to need much stuff. Probably twice as much as I need, but what the heck, right? Give us something to do. Well, I almost missed the seat. Oh, Road King, you kill me. Whoa, watch your sleeves. Watch your sleeves, buddy. Here, wipe off the excess. Alright. This goes on so thin, you don't even know it. Don't even know it's on there. I hear you. I hear you guys. Why are you putting her on that way? I'm just getting her on the machine here, and then we'll smooth it out. Don't forget you got a dent back here, Road King. Don't forget that. Oh, sorry, I didn't even know if I was in the camera sight there. I was just thinking something. I'm probably laying it right in that piece that I just put. Yeah. Oh, Road King. You guys probably seen that because you're on the other side. Sorry, we'll get it. We'll get it. Like I said, I was just going to get rid of scratches, if any. We'll sand that with 220 and it'll be perfect. Alright, let me get this dent on the side here. And then we'll fix that one. We'll fix that one you messed up. Tough to grab this thing now. Alright. I'm going to wipe this off. I bet you guys are laughing at me saying, oh Christ, he just put the body putty in the shit he just fixed, the stuff he just fixed. Alright, I'll let that harden up, and then we'll sand it with some 220, and it'll be ready to prime and paint. Alright, let's see when that's hard or done. Alright, yeah, it came out pretty good. I don't know how well you guys could see it, but I think it'll do. Alright, so let's take it outside and prime it up and paint it. Alright, well, the gas tank is drying out there. I figured I'll paint this up. I already painted the bottom, and it came out pretty good. Looks real good. And with this paint here, you don't have to prime it. They say for better adhesion you can prime it, but it says you actually don't have to. So that's why we're not priming this. A little goes a long way. I know I can't see this right now, but when I turn it I will. Alright. Like I said, did the bottom, and the bottom looks real good, so. We finish painting this up, and I'll show you when we're done. And then by that time the gas tank should be dry, and we'll give you a look at that. Alright. Alright. We got that all painted up, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks good. You know, at first I didn't think you were going to see it, but you are going to see that, you know, because you have that little space in between where your rope starter goes and everything, so you do see a little bit of the front of that. But anyway, you know, way Road King is always showing you guys interesting stuff and oddities and stuff that I think is pretty cool. Well, anytime I clean my brushes with this stuff, right, this is Rust-Oleum aluminum paint, so it has heavy flakes in there. You know, they're real thin flakes, but it's heavily metallic. And I got here just regular lacquer thinner, and let me show you what happens when you want to clean these brushes. It's really cool. You know, I just do that. You see, even that right there is pretty clean. But what's interesting is what goes on with this stuff here. It like takes a life on of its own. I don't know if you can see it, but it turns and it spins, and it's almost like a kaleidoscope. Let me see if I can turn a better light on here for you. Oh look, I'm right in your way. Maybe some of you chemists or something. See the way it's like rolling and coagulating? See the edges there? And it'll do this for hours. And like I say, I don't know what's going on here, but I think it's just cool. It's almost like looking at a kaleidoscope or something. The way it's just rolling and spinning. And I'm not agitating it at all. So any of you guys know what's going on there? Like I say, you chemists, or I don't know who else would know that. But I think it's just so cool. The way it just keeps rolling into itself. like little tiny explosions. Pretty wild stuff there. And if you do touch it and get it, give it a little motion, it really gets wild. Let me see if I can get a swirl going here. It's pretty cool. Like I say, that'll just keep bubbling and churning like that for hours. So somebody knows what's going on here. Let me know. I don't know if it's some kind of chemical reaction. Like I said, it is lacquer thinner, and the brush I'm cleaning is enamel. So anybody have any ideas, let me know. Alright. Enough wasting time. Oh, look at the side there. Look where his side is rolling in. Fascinating. I can sit here and watch this all day. Alright, but I got work to do. Alright, here's the gas tank. Came out good. I don't know about the color though, you know. I mean, I use lacquer paint because, you know, if you get a little gasoline on the lacquer, it won't affect it as much as it would enamel. And it's pretty tough to get lacquer anymore. And that's the color I had to, you know, deal with, you know. I mean, that's all I can get. This is what it is here. You see it says lacquer. Custom premium lacquer paint on here. They call it silver gray. And to me it looks a little more gray than silver, but I guess we can deal with it. It has a matte finish, but like I say, it should be fuel resistant. And that's what we're going for. So anyway, if we decide we don't like it, we'll try and find another kind of silver paint, but for now that's what we're dealing with. But the bodywork came out good. I'm happy with that. All right, it's been I guess a little over an hour since the last time I seen you, and see how our thing is doing. It's still coagulating. Not quite as much though. Let me turn the light on. Let me get a little more light here. See if that'll help you. Let me get over here. Let me come over here out of my shadow. You see, it's still we're still getting movement out of that. It's crazy. Definitely not as much as it was though. All right. What do you say? Want to call this done? All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.